What's going on? My name is Antoine Tillman. This show is about highlighting and promoting entrepreneurs, career professionals, and small businesses whose stories can be inspiring, entertaining, and informative. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. You're watching Let's Do Lunch.
Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch.
What's going on? Welcome back. Today we have a great show. We have one of the most successful realtors in the DMV area. We also have another special guest, celebrity and private chef. So let's first introduce the young lady to my right. We have Jennifer Gregory.
Hey there, how are you?
I almost stumbled through that again.
It's okay.
Yeah, I almost stumbled through that again. We're going to get into a lot. We're going to unpack a lot. But first, we're going to chop it up with the chef today. We have none other than Chef Stretch.
Chef Stretch, baby.
What's going on, Chad?
Nothing much. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
What are you planning for a meal today?
Today we have a shrimp Diablo dish. It's a Mediterranean coastal California fusion, like kind of appetizer. It's got some heat in it. It's cooked with some tequila, some wine, capers, tomatoes, some nice chilies, and fresh cilantro.
Oh man,
Good,
that
nice
sounds
bright
delicious.
flavors, a little spicy, quick, nice appetizer.
That sounds delicious. What you
Appreciate
think?
it, man.
Sounds very interesting.
Thank
I can't wait to taste.
Thank you.
I know that's right. Okay, so let's get right to it.
Sure.
Let's get right to it. How long have you been a realtor?
Since 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Let me see. Since 2006, how did you actually start marketing and promoting yourself to be this successful?
Well, my way of marketing has been very natural and organic. I can't subscribe to all the other ways that people do it.
Mhm.
So it's by word of mouth. You service people, you serve people, you take care of people, and they will become your megaphone in the community, in their families, at their workplace. And so that's what I've always tried to do, just to serve. And people have always referred business to me, so I built my business by referral.
Okay, by referral. Wow, that's interesting. And what made you want to become a realtor?
Well, to be honest, I had an uncle, a very wealthy uncle,
Mhm.
who lived in D.C. at the time. This was some years ago back then, and he had a condo that he was selling.
Okay.
And for some reason, I was at his house this particular day, and I happened to look over the closing documents that he had received from closing that property in D.C. It was on 9th Street, as a matter of fact, 9th Street Northwest. And I was going over the numbers, and I looked what the brokerage was getting. I was like, wow, they making nice money. Maybe I need to look into this career. And that kind of what got me started and got me itching to.
Wow. And that was in 2006. So that was right before the housing crash, which actually happened in 2008. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
around
so-
that time, yeah.
Okay. So 2008,
Mm-hmm.
during the housing crash, what happened? How did you actually manage your business as a realtor? How did you actually maneuver through that crisis?
So you've got to always be very present in the market, because things are constantly changing with real estate. So you have to be present. You have to know what's going on and stay connected to what's going on, and you have to shift with it, because it's like a floating thing. It constantly floats and moves, and so you've got to stay connected, because as it shifts, you have to shift. You have to reposition yourself. Do business a little different. At the time, I was not a full-time agent. I was a dual career agent. I had a full-time government job. But once I got off, everything was about real estate. I tried to even do a little bit on my lunch break. But during that time, I remember people were coming to the real estate office. They were turning over their keys, because foreclosures were happening left and right. And so you just had to be present. And so I made sure that I just stayed in the business. I stayed busy. I stayed in the know of what was happening with the market. And you just shift with it as it continued to move into that direction.
Wow. Let's talk about that as well. When did you start seeing light coming out that dark tunnel?
Well, I'm not going to even call it tunnel dark because people are always buying and people are always selling. That's going to ever happen. As though people always die and are born. People always buy a house and sell a house. So I won't say it was necessarily dark. It was just different. Business was different. You were handling it differently, and I also was a new agent. So, but because I had a hunger for what I was doing, I just had my nails in it. I was gripped to it tight. I refused to let go. I just continued to talk everywhere I went. People knew I was a realtor, and I just built my business, sharing updates of what was happening in the market with people.
Okay, so what drives you as a realtor?
The service. I have a genuine love for people. I really love people. I love serving people. And I've just recently built a team. And so now I'm teaching other agents how to become amazing buyer's agents.
Right.
I can really do it with my eyes closed. It's been that long. But the service part of it, real estate is about people and serving people. If you put the business of the people first and you serve them, money will come. So you never let money be the focus. You focus on servicing people.
I like to hear that. And the one thing I do want to touch on right before we go to break is now, as far as your team, when did you just establish that team?
Literally over about just in the beginning of the year, I started a process of getting the mechanisms in place to build a team at the end of 2022, and then 2023, the beginning, I began to put the pieces in place, and I actually have 14 members now that have joined since February 2023.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about this process of buying a home.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
All right.
What's for dinner? Doesn't matter. All you need is Flavor Gardens, everything rub, and of course they're famous, D's Dust. Eating healthier never looked and tastes so good. You can order your savory but healthy seasonings and sauces today. Go to yourflavorgarden.com. That's yourflavorgarden.com.
What up, what up?
What's up, Jay?
What's up, man? How you?
Man, I'm just sitting here and watching TV, man.
Oh, yeah? You coming to the Service Company show tonight?
Y'all performing tonight?
Absolutely, man.
I hope you don't mind if I get ratchet. Go out of my mind, completely batshit. My mama taught me it ain't flaunting if you have it. Please believe, best believe I'm a bad bitch.
Getting lit real fast around here. You might need a pass.
Step onto the road of healing to find peace, self-love, self-awareness, and a growth mindset with a copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today.
Hi, this is Coach Nicole. Purchase your copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today at Amazon.com in paperback and ebook, or at BarnesandNoble.com in hardback. Thank you so much for your support.
I've been a realtor since 2006, and I understand the complexity of selling and buying a home. Real estate has so many moving parts, and you want to make sure that you have someone that is skilled and have expertise in all those moving parts. My team and I will help you navigate through the process of buying or either selling from start to finish. I'm Jennifer Gregory, your realtor.
And we're back. Okay, so now let's get into your team. What's the name of your team?
Real Estate Solution Services Team. And those acronyms stand for REST, because we put the energy into the effort of the process, so you can pretty much try to rest as you're buying or selling your home.
So pretty much you take them from A through Z.
We do.
Okay,
Yes.
you mind if we talk about the process?
Not at all. Generally, let's talk about buyers first. Generally, buyers, they're really excited about getting out to go look for a home. They're ready to, get in a car and start going into properties immediately, but we like to pump the brakes. Before we take any buyer out, we want to have a buyer's consultation. We want to kind of educate you and give you a snapshot of what it's like from the process from start to finish. And so we literally, since COVID, we've been doing it over Zoom, or you can come into the office, but we will talk about the process from start to finish and let you know how much money you'll need and talk about the different type of loan products and what that looks like. And so if you don't mind, I could actually give you a scenario of how it goes.
I would love to.
You can be my example.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Mr. Tillman, thank you so much for coming to the office. And what we'd like to do is just discuss the process of buying with you before we actually take you out to buy. Would that be okay?
Most definitely.
Okay. For the sake of time, the first thing we'd like for a buyer to do is to get pre-qualified, and you've already done that. So we know that you qualify for $600,000. And congratulations to you for your pre-approval. We're excited about that.
I'm shocked.
So, but before we rush out to start looking at houses in your price range, we want to make sure you understand what are all your desires, your do's and must-haves and don'ts in a property. And it looks like one of the buyer's agents have already talked to you about that. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so for the sake of time, the first thing that we like to do is sit down and discuss before we actually go out, what is it that you will want to see in your properties. Again, we do have that. But your pre-approval is most important. And sometimes what happens is it all depends on the area that you're going to purchase in. With the taxes and insurance, we got to make sure we stay within a certain price point. So because you want to be in a certain area, you also need to check the taxes of the house. But for the sake of time, just say you have your pre-approval, we will go out today and start looking. Generally, we'll take you to see 4 to 5 houses in one setting because that's just enough. We have gotten it down to a science. That takes about 2 hours to see 4 or 5 houses. And by the time you've seen all 4 to 5, you're exhausted. And you can't remember what house number 2 looked like or house number 4 looked like. So we cut it off at least 5 houses. Okay. And so for the sake of time, if you told me, you said, okay, well, Jennifer, we like house number 3, we want to write a contract on it. Yes. You'll write a contract and put all the terms of what you wanted in that property to the seller. Okay. And I want you to remember something. There are 4 immediate people that are involved in the process. Mm-hmm. It's the buyer yourself, me as the buyer's agent, the seller, and then the seller's agent. Those are the 4 immediate people. And of course, you have your loan officer who's a part of the process. So you write a contract on house number 3 because it checks all your boxes. All your terms will go over. And the first piece of money you will need is called an EMD, earnest money deposit. And generally, you like to put 1% of the sales price of the house. Okay. So if you're interested in spending $600,000, your 1% would be the $6,000. Okay. You would do an EMD, and that money would sit with the broker until it's time for you to go to close, and it will come off your bottom line. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Okay. And so once we get through that and you send all your terms to the seller has a few things that they can do. They can either accept your offer just the way it is, they can reject it because they have a better offer in place, or they can counter your offer. And countering simply means one of your terms that you put down, maybe perhaps it would not work for the seller. Just say you wanted to close by July 15th and the seller will be on vacation. So they'll say, can we close earlier or later because we'll be out of town. So that's a counter.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense.
For the sake of time, just say they like your terms, they like your contract, and they accept it just the way it is. No issues. Gotcha. So we now what you call an accepted or ratified contract is what we used to use back in the day, ratified, but now we're all saying accepted. So you're an accepted offer with the client. The house comes off the market, and your next responsibility is to do a home inspection. Gotcha. Okay, and so your home inspection will run anywhere from $400 to $500. Okay. So that's upfront money out of pocket. So remember, you have your EMD, $6,000, and you also have your home inspection money, upfront costs. Now, the home inspector, what he would do is inspect the house from top to bottom. I tell everybody he's going to touch everything in the house, from the attic to the crawl space, everywhere there's something to touch in the house, a home inspection. He's a third party. He's going to check this house for you because we haven't lived in it, you haven't lived in it, and the sellers sometimes don't even know what's going on with their houses. So It's very important, and we don't let anybody on our watch buy a house without a home inspection. You have to have one. You have to have one. And so sometimes, even if it's just for informational purposes only, at least you know what you're buying. Gotcha. For the sake of time, because I know we're in the time frame, just say that a few things came back because every house, even brand new construction, something comes back on a home inspection report. This is an opportunity for you to approach the seller and say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, these items I would like for you to address. Okay. At that point, the seller could say yes or no. And at that point, you can either back out of the contract or you can accept what their acceptance of what they will repair or not repair for you. Okay. So for the sake of this conversation, just say that you had a couple major issues like the roof and the HVAC, and the seller said, yes, I'll take care of those for you, Mr. Tillman. All this is done on a document called a property inspection notice. And so we're communicating in paper because in real estate, nothing is official until it's in writing. Gotcha. So we would put these changes on the document. The seller will sign them, you will sign them, and then we will move on to the next phase. Once we're finished with the home inspection, the next piece of money that you will need is an appraisal.
That's so important.
Yeah, so that can run you about $600 these days.
Right.
But nobody's going to loan you $600,000 for a house that's only worth $575. So you have to have the house appraised. It's very, very important.
That's true.
Upfront money, separate times, but upfront and before going to closing. Now, these monies that you're putting up front, is it possible for you to lose them? It's possible, because once the appraiser has already appraised the house, he's done his job. Once the inspector has done the inspection, he's done his job. So for some reason, if the deal happens to flatline, then you won't get that money back. But it's possible, if you have not forfeited your EMD, you could get that back.
Gotcha.
Okay, but nobody has ever lost money on our watch. Our job is to make sure our clients keep all their money in their pocket. That's the goal.
Now you made me feel real comfortable.
Cool. So for the sake of this time that we have right now, just say the appraisal came back at value. So we're good. We don't have any issues. We can go ahead and go to settlement. And this is the part where buyers get a little irritated and uncomfortable, because the lender is constantly, you know about this, asking for updated documents, the same documents, more of this, more of that. And I tell my clients, just bear with them. It's just for a moment of time. They won't be in your life forever, but give them what they need. They've got to close the deal, because what the loan officer is doing is preparing this beautiful loan and putting a bow on it to slide it to the underwriter, so the underwriter can actually bless it.
Gotcha.
The underwriter is going to scrutinize everything about that file, and until he has a clarity and understanding of the file, he will not give us a clear to close. Now, I don't allow my clients to get excited until we hear these acronyms, CTC, which means clear to close. Then you can get a little bit happy. I don't let anybody get emotionally attached to any of this, because these deals, you cannot predict what will happen until you actually cross the bridges of one home inspection, appraisal, all the stuff you have to actually do. Nobody can tell you, Mr. Tillman, this is what's going to happen in your transaction. Nope. I have decided I understand what real estate is like. It's like having a baby.
Gotcha.
And every time you have a baby, every pregnancy is different.
I love how you broke that down.
Every pregnancy is different. You don't know what's going to happen until you actually have the baby. And so every transaction is different, because it's a different house, it's a different seller, it's a different lender, everything is different. And so you have to cross the bridges as you get there. And once we get there and we cross them, my job is to make sure I negotiate and make sure I inform you of what's happening every step of the way. And that's what we do, clear communication. And then we negotiate where we need to negotiate. And I'm a strong negotiator. I love that part of it. I love to negotiate. So for the sake of this conversation, everything works out. The lender is asking you for all your paperwork, and we get it clear to close. We go to closing. The day before closing, or a couple of days before, perhaps you would do a walkthrough just to make sure everything is the way it was when you signed on the dotted line to purchase it. We go to closing in a day or so, and you get your keys. That's when we can get excited. We celebrate when you get the keys and you actually become the homeowner of the house.
I love the way you broke that down. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even have any more further questions. The way you broke that down, you made it sound real easy, real simple. Like, we can get ready to go to commercial in a second. You ready to eat?
I'm ready to eat.
I know that's right. We'll be right back.
I've been a realtor since 2006, and I understand the complexity of selling and buying a home. Real estate has so many moving parts, and you want to make sure that you have someone that is skilled and have expertise in all those moving parts. My team and I will help you navigate through the process of buying or either selling from start to finish. I'm Jennifer Gregory, your realtor.
What's for dinner? Doesn't matter. All you need is Flavor Gardens, everything rub, and of course they're famous, D's Dust. Eating healthier never looked and tastes so good. You can order your savory but healthy seasonings and sauces today. Go to yourflavorgarden.com. That's yourflavorgarden.com.
Step onto the road of healing to find peace, self-love, self-awareness, and a growth mindset with a copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today.
Hi, this is Coach Nicole. Purchase your copy of Transforming Triggers into Triumphs today at Amazon.com in paperback and ebook, or at BarnesandNoble.com in hardback. Thank you so much for your support.
What up, what up?
What's up, Jay?
What's up, man? How you?
Man, I'm just sitting here and watching TV, man.
Oh, yeah? You coming to the Search Company show tonight?
Y'all filming tonight?
Absolutely, man.
I hope you don't
Oh man, this looks
It's
delicious.
delicious.
Chef Stretch, you really outdid yourself.
Appreciate it, man.
This is
Something easy and slight today.
I know that's right. So we're gonna go ahead and eat, and while we do that, I want to talk about your store.
Okay.
Your store. When did you find out, or when did you know you wanted to be a chef?
I actually started cooking at 7 years old. I was impatient as a kid. If I tell my mom to make me something to eat, if she didn't make it right then and there, I'd jump up on my stool, get up in the cabinets. Now, I wasn't making no top chef dishes at that age, but it just really ignited the passion for cooking for me.
Oh wow, and that's when you learned that actually this is what you want to do.
Yes, so I knew since a kid, like probably second grade, like what I wanted to be was a chef. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know if it would bring me any money or where it would take me in my life, but I just knew I wanted to cook. I wanted to cook for people.
Oh wow.
That's what I knew.
So I heard a funny story too. Age 14, you started in a restaurant?
Yes, I got my first saute cook as a pasta saute cook at 14 years old.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Let me also let the viewers know, I reached out to this gentleman. He's extremely humble, by the way.
Thank you.
But I reached out to this gentleman and asked him to do the show. He told me, I would love to do the show. Excuse me. But I can't right now. And the reason why he couldn't is because it wasn't because he didn't want to or he was just too busy. He had something big on his plate that I would love for you to talk about. He said, after I actually do this, because I'm under contract, I would love to come and do your show. And here he is. And I want to thank you for that.
No
Because you
problem.
stuck to
Keeping
your
my
word.
word.
You stuck to your word.
Definitely.
Now, what he had to go do was something big and major. You was one of the final contestants on Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Chef. Please explain to me how you became a contestant.
Yeah, so out of 12,000 applications, me and 2 other chefs, so 3 total, were selected. We just put in a 72 question application. I just tried, like why not? Let me just try it. And the other 15 chefs were found by like casting agents, like with social media following and stuff like that. But before, I had none of those things. So I'm just like, just let me try, see. And then I got a call back, and I did a bunch of like Zoom calls, intense background checks, and then months later, I'm flying to the UK.
Wow.
To film a show for Gordon Ramsay.
Oh man, that's dope. And how was it working alongside other contestants and actually, I would say working under the wing of Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, so majority of people think he's just like an asshole, but he's really not. He's really a nice guy. He's genuine, and even in this competition show, he's more of like a mentor. So it's more of him, showing or teaching you or nurturing to the chefs. He still knows when to yell at you. He will yell at you, but it's not so much just the screaming and F-bombs. The contestants, that was one of the biggest blessings out of this for me, was meeting friends with like-minded goals and all having the same passion for food and cooking. And now we'll be friends forever. Like we all travel to go to one another's events and like pop-up shop, stuff like that. So it's a real like bond out of this. It was just more than just a TV show.
That's dope. And for what I also know, you have a cookbook coming out along with some seasonings and sauces, things of that nature in the near future?
Yeah, so I have an e-cookbook as well as a hard copy cookbook that will have all of my recipes, about 18 and a couple extra bonus recipes from the show. And then I'll be releasing seasonings and sauces after that as well.
You all make sure you look out for this gentleman's sauces, seasonings, and cookbook. Go out, support this man. Go out and support this guy. He's a really humble guy. Thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Anytime.
Also, how can they actually get in touch with you if they want to book you?
For any bookings, private events, you can check me out on my Instagram. It will have all my booking information as well as a website that's about to launch with booking. It'll have a form for everybody to fill out. But in the meantime, chefstretchkitchen@gmail.com is the preferred contact method for bookings.
That's what's up. Thanks again for coming
Thank
through,
you for
man.
having me, man.
Thank
Anytime.
you.
Nice meeting you. Pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Miss Lady, I want to thank you for coming through, sharing your knowledge of the real estate world.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And you have been watching Let's Do Lunch. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
Yeah. Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Lights, camera, action. I wanna hear about your passion. I wanna know what drives you. I wanna hear about the traction you've been gaining, all the lives you've been changing with every move. Wanna hear where you come from. Wanna hear where you headed to. Oh, you a boss, huh? Well, tell me what it costs, huh? Tell me about all the rewards. Tell me about what you lost, huh? Tell me how you got it all back when life tried to knock you off track. Tell me how you had to step up. Tell me how you had to fall back when everybody got ghosts. How'd you switch your approach when everybody else jump ship? How'd you keep things afloat? I wanna hear how you been making it work. How you out here breaking the curse. How you out here making it last. Where to find you if you wanted to search. Heard you out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Now around here we don't talk business, we just talk business. Got Chef Keyshawn in the kitchen, whipping up something scrumptious. Course Tillman came with the vision. Send War Child on a mission. Add it up and watch it multiply. Subtract any and all division. Unless we breaking down the bag. You know how I get when you making a check. Everybody screaming friends now. Nobody was here when we was breaking a sweat. Sorry I had to get that off my chest. Honestly, I wish my haters the best. Now let's get back to this platform. Tell the people how they can invest. Is it money or time you left for the grind that wake you up thinking hustle? Or the thought of how you had to struggle that make you do it off the muscle? Either way, just get it done, cause we don't want to hear no excuses. Don't get up, we're about to eat good. I had a chef bring lunch to you. Out here handling business. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard you out here trying to make a difference. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. 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 Heard you out here getting this paper. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. Heard your story was an inspiration. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. I wanna hear all about it. Well, let's do lunch. Well, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch.